What is going on, you guys? So we are in a 2018 Mustang GT.
Hi.
Ashley is here too. So we're going to be doing a review on this car today. This car is a convertible, which always gets so much hate. But anyways, this is a 10-speed automatic. It looks to be fairly loaded. I'm going to show the build list right here. It is, let's see, we got the electronic dash, we got heated seats, we got the convertible. Is this on? Yeah, it's on the performance pack wheels. It has the active exhaust mode, so we have the GoPro out there on back. I haven't even messed around really with that yet, so let's go ahead and put this, let's see if we can figure out how to do this. So now we're gonna switch over to sport mode. I don't really hear much of a difference. Then we put it in track, which is, should be the loudest mode. Feels pretty good.
Stock exhaust?
That's stock exhaust. Oh, we got a Jeep flyby. So this car is equipped with the automatic, and obviously we have the paddle shifters with that. And from what I can tell with these cars, even in the S550, is it's fairly responsive. I'm also going to kick this up into, let's see, Sport Plus. We got track mode. So we're now in track mode, manual mode, and feels really good. Very, very responsive. It's very responsive. It is a little jerky when you're in track mode and I'm just kind of downshifting the gears. Wow, this car is great. That feels good. This thing's bone stock. This exhaust sound is just so great.
Alright, so this is quiet mode. And now we're gonna do normal mode. Wow, that's a big difference. It actually sounds like mean. It's a really good sound. So now we're gonna go to sport mode. I feel like it's just gonna keep getting like better and better as time goes on. Track mode. Oh yeah.
It's so weird having all these 10 gears. It's like, okay, well now we're in 10th, 10th gear. And then we just put it back in the drive mode and let it, you know, kind of figure out its own gears. We can also, you know, let's just stomp on it just for scientific purposes. Here we are in drive. Whew.
Oh yeah, gotta love science.
Oh, so we're in track mode right now, and it just detected that I stepped on the, you know, the brake, so it actually auto rev matched down to get me into a gear. So now it's in third gear, so it's not like you know, a typical automatic where, you know, you'd be in all sorts of different gears. That's pretty cool. So far, this thing is very, very impressive for a bone stock vehicle. Let's put down a little window action. noticed though is that we're in a convertible and it's making really good sound, and then when we put it in drive, it's still fairly quiet in here. I'm really impressed with this automatic. When I told Ashley that we need to review 2018 GT, she's like, oh sweet, they have manuals that carry Yeomans. And I was like, no, we need to review the automatic, because this is the 6R80 in the 2011 and up Mustang is fantastic transmission. However, this thing shifts so fast, it is incredible. It's almost comparable to, you know, the DSG transmissions and the other fast shifting transmissions that are out there. The 6R80 shifts very fast and very smooth, and it can take a lot of power, but this has a completely different feel. And we're working out those brakes with some traffic up here. I think the brakes on this car are the Brembos, so very similar to what was in the S550 in the performance pack. No surprises there that the brakes are fantastic and they work very well. So this car is also equipped with MagneRide, so you can actually change the suspension feel, you know, from drag strip, which actually changes the whole mode here in the cluster, which is so like awesome that, you know, you can basically change all these different options here: snow, wet, normal, and, you know, everything kind of changes with that. Let's put in drag strip mode and see what that does. Woo! Really firm shifts. Wow.
Whoa, that feels like a manual.
That is
shifting.
The shifts are really firm. I'm really impressed with that. We're gonna test out something right here. Wow, it shifts so firm. All right, triple digits in Mexico. Triple digits in Mexico. That is incredible.
It was so nice of Gary Yeoman's to allow us to take this all the way to Mexico.
Yeah, Gary Yeoman's Ford in Daytona Beach, Florida, they said, you know what? Head over to Mexico, go test the car out, have some fun, make an awesome video. And that is what we are doing. I'm not an automatic person, and I've driven full bolt-on Coyotes in the 6R80, and it didn't have that feel. This just feels really stout. I'm very impressed with this so far. And by just changing some of the modes here, we're able to basically, you know, change the way that it shifts, because it's shifting much firmer. As you can hear, the tires are chirping each individual gear, where in the track mode, you know, which is designed for the corners, it doesn't shift as firm, which you don't necessarily want because you don't want to be losing traction. So this car has very similar track apps to the previous year cars. Has a 0 to 30 miles an hour, 0 to 60 miles an hour, 0 to 100 miles an hour, 1/8 mile and 1/4 mile time. So you can go ahead and give that a try out in Mexico, of course. There's a brake performance test, which I never was the biggest fan of, just burning your brakes just to burn the brakes, but it does have that. Line lock, of course, which is pretty cool considering that this is an automatic. I don't believe the previous year automatics came with this. So that means you can do a burnout in the automatic without burning the rear brakes, which I think is really great. Unfortunately, we cannot test that out. I don't want to burn up all their rear tires, because you guys know I like to do big smoky burnouts. But it is cool to note that the automatic in these cars, being that this is a performance pack automatic, it does have that. Why not? Let's put the top down. Let's put the top down. Why not? I mean...
No. Oh. Wow.
Wow, look at that.
Full send.
Full send.
In the rain.
Yeah. Well, I mean, not really the biggest convertible person, but I mean, having this is a track pack car that would perform incredibly well, and we got top down.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. mean, we can hear the exhaust now, huh? Ready? Never fails. It's pretty good. So, as for some specs on the car, it is a 5-liter Coyote. This one's the Gen 3. And this car is equipped with 460 horsepower and 420 foot-pounds of torque, which so far the dynos on these cars have been really, really good. I've been seeing anywhere from 420 to 430 through the automatic on a dyno, and over 430 to 440 in a manual car, which is really, really good power, considering that these cars are bone stock, not even with long tubes or an intake manifold that revs higher, or with an aftermarket tune that gives the car a little bit more timing. So these cars have a lot of potential. As is, I believe, I think it was a Lund car actually went 11.3 at, I think it was 121 or 122. I'll correct me if I'm wrong, but that'll be right up here on screen. But they only did E85 and a tune on that car, and that is some really, really good numbers. Alright, let her rip, tater chip. It's so firm. I don't know what's more fun, track mode or drag race mode. It's so firm. So honestly, I don't want to give this car back. Oh, that just feels so good. Sport Plus is probably what you would want to have fun with on the streets. I'm going to put in manual mode so I can command the gears. I think the traction control kicked in there for a little hesitation.
It's kind of slow if you use the Triptronic.
Under regular driving, it's not as precise, but if you're full throttle, it's very, very firm and very quick. The downshifts are pretty... that one was a little slow. I wonder if that's the mode, though. See, like, that was very quick. Like, even when I'm full throttle, the paddle is very, very quick and very precise. Like this. Very, very precise. Then you just put it back in drive. And let it do its own thing. I really would like to take this on some more of like turny kind of roads, but here in Florida we don't have that much stuff like that around, unless we go further away to the other part of Mexico. So this is Sport Plus. Yeah, when you're full throttle, it will basically, as soon as you command the gear, it's going to shift it into that gear. And even if you're on the throttle a little bit, it'll still shift it, like here. Very, very quick and immediate. Now, we played around with the exhaust modes a little bit earlier, but we found that track mode is just the only mode to be in. It is fantastic. Sounds so good, and especially for a factory exhaust. I'm sure by just doing a resonator delete in this car, it would make it a monster in terms of sound. So, we have a whopping 8 mpg for the time we've been driving this car. That's how you know we're having fun. So we just have it in drive right now. I just want to see how it goes from just regular acceleration, regular driving. Very, very quick. Shifting around 3,000 RPM in drive. So what I'm testing right now is kind of just driving on the highway and getting a feel for what it's going to do when you're trying to, you know, change lanes or get some, you know, a little bit of speed. So it seems like it's very responsive and you're not really waiting for it to kind of choose a gear. So it seems like that aspect of it, you know, kind of just driving in normal, need a little bit of speed to catch up, and so that seems like it is very responsive and works pretty well. Now for this car, I don't think it would be that much of a difference from an S550 without the electronic dash and without the active exhaust. The engine-wise is very, very good in the 10-speed auto, but I really do think that the electronic dash adds another element to how good, you know, this car is.
If you need a car and you're in the Florida area, this is Rubin.
Come see me.
He works at Yeoman's. It's like the biggest dealership in probably in almost Florida.
20 acres.
20 acres.
$40 million
20 acres of cars, and this is where we buy our car. This is where we bring our car for things.
Alright guys, so I think that's just about gonna wrap up my review of the 2018 Mustang GT. I want to say a few things here that this car definitely impresses me. And as you guys know, or if you're new on here, I drive a 600 wheel horsepower Terminator all the time. I drive Ashley's car, which is about a 700 wheel horsepower Whipple Coyote S550. So I have those to compare it to. And oftentimes when I drive something little, you know, not as powerful as those, they may not be as fun. I can definitely tell you this is a lot of fun. I definitely really enjoy getting on it. The automatic transmission is fantastic as well. I mean, having the electronic cluster and everything in the car, it feels just really good. So overall, this car is very good. As you guys know, we already are a big fan of the S550. This is everything that has and more. So overall, this car is very good. I want to give a big thank you to Gary Yeoman's Ford in Daytona Beach, Florida for letting us drive this car. They said go out, have some fun with it, make a cool video. We'd love to watch it when it's done. So huge shout out to them. If you are currently looking for a 2018 Mustang GT, they have a whole bunch of them right over there. We just basically picked one that had the Magna Ride Performance Pack Automatic. They also have the orange 2018 GT over there, Performance Pack. So they have a lot of options for these cars. They have GT350s, which we just kicked out of this very spot so that we could record some shots. So we moved that out of there. And yeah, so make sure you go check those guys out. If you do go there, let them know that Mustang Lifestyle sent you. And I really want one of these cars now, so don't tell Ashley. Anyways, we'll see you guys next time.